Look ahead a bit, to Abu Dhabi. Obviously, I think you're going to play there next. You've been given a wild card. Also given a wild card, was announced, was Janice Chen. You're both players sort of leading.
She shocked the tennis world, Alex EALA'S bold Qatar initiative and the 14 words that echoed everywhere. Welcome back to Court Vision Media, the channel where we don't just analyze forehands and scorelines, we unpack the deeper stories that make tennis unforgettable. If you're new here, this isn't your standard match recap. This is something bigger. And before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to Court Vision Media, turn on your notifications, and smash that like button if you believe sports can change lives. It helps this kind of meaningful storytelling reach more people. And trust me, this one deserves to be heard. February 2026. The Qatar Total Energies Open in Doha. Blazing desert heat, multi-million-dollar prize pools, and the biggest stars in women's tennis competing under the lights. But days before a single ball was struck, Alexandra EALA shifted the spotlight in a way nobody expected. Instead of announcing a sponsorship, a new partnership, or talking about rankings, the 20-year-old Filipino star revealed that she had personally purchased 100 VIP tickets to the tournament. Not to give to sponsors. Not to distribute for publicity. But to award to underprivileged children. That alone would have made headlines. Yet what truly stunned the world was the condition attached. The tickets were not gifts. They had to be earned through a mathematics competition. Yes, math. To sit courtside at one of the most prestigious WTA events of the year, children had to solve algebra problems, tackle geometry questions, and demonstrate logical reasoning skills. EALA funded and organized the entire initiative herself. The internet erupted instantly. Some praised her creativity. Others questioned the requirement. But no one ignored it. If you appreciate athletes who think beyond trophies, drop a like right now and subscribe to Court Vision Media with notifications turned on. We cover stories that go deeper than the scoreboard. To understand why this mattered so much, you need context. Alex EALA carries the hopes of millions of Filipinos every time she steps onto a court. She trained at the Rafa Nadal Academy, won a junior Grand Slam title, and rose rapidly up the WTA rankings. But she has always spoken openly about inequality in tennis, about how the sport can feel inaccessible to kids without financial means. Tennis courts, equipment, coaching, they all cost money. In many communities, especially in parts of Manila and beyond, simply holding a quality racket is a luxury. Meanwhile, the Qatar Open represents the opposite end of the spectrum: glamour, wealth, exclusivity. VIP seats at such tournaments can cost more than what some families earn in months. EALA'S initiative bridged those two worlds. During her pre-tournament press conference, she calmly explained her reasoning. Tennis, she said, is deeply connected to mathematics. Angles, physics, spatial awareness, it's all calculation and motion. But more importantly, education lasts longer than any match result. She wanted these children to understand that their intellect is as powerful as any serve or backhand. Instead of treating them as recipients of charity, she challenged them. She showed belief in their capability. That nuance changed everything. Within hours, hashtags about the math challenge were trending. Parents shared stories of their children suddenly excited to study. Testing centers filled. On exam day, kids sat with pencils and scratch paper, solving problems with fierce determination. For many, this wasn't just about a tennis match, it was about proving to themselves that they were capable. Then came another twist. The tournament draw paired EALA in the first round against Czech rising star Open-Valentová, an 18-year-old powerhouse known for her fierce competitiveness and icy focus. The matchup already promised intensity. But what happened next elevated the narrative entirely. Minutes after EALA'S announcement, Valentová posted a simple 14-word message. You challenge their minds so they can dream of holding a racket. Pure respect. 14 words. No graphics. No PR polish. Just sincerity. Social media exploded. Rivalry transformed into mutual admiration. Valentová, instead of dismissing the initiative, honored it publicly. Fans praised both athletes, one for innovation, the other for humility. If you value sportsmanship like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications right now. Stories like these deserve visibility. Match day arrived with a different energy in the stadium. Among the usual crowd sat 100 children wearing bright shirts and clutching their hard-earned VIP passes. When EALA walked onto the court, the cheers were thunderous. She acknowledged them, tapping her heart. Valentová, headphones on and game face steady, paused briefly near their section and applauded them as well. It was a subtle but powerful gesture. Then the competition began. The first set was electric, long rallies, heavy ground strokes, a tense tiebreak that Valentová ultimately claimed. The second set tilted further in her favor. Final score, Valentová defeated EALA in straight sets. But what happened after the handshake mattered more than the result. Instead of exiting quickly, EALA walked straight to the section where the math scholars were seated. She signed autographs, posed for photos, and hugged children who were overwhelmed with emotion. They held up their math worksheets for her to autograph, a surreal fusion of academics and athletics. During her on-court interview, Valentová was asked about the match. After discussing her performance, she pointed to EALA surrounded by kids and said that what Alex was doing would last far longer than any trophy. The crowd applauded both players. In the days that followed, the ripple effects multiplied. Other athletes praised the initiative. Educators highlighted the story. Discussions began about integrating educational challenges into sports outreach programs globally. If you believe sports can inspire education and empowerment, smash that like button and share this story. And again, make sure you're subscribed to Court Vision Media with notifications turned on so you don't miss the next powerful moment. This wasn't just about tickets. It wasn't just about a match. It was about redefining influence. Alex EALA demonstrated that generosity can come with empowerment. Teresa Valentová showed that fierce competitors can still uplift one another. Together, they reminded the tennis world that victories aren't only recorded in match statistics. Now I want to hear from you. Should more athletes incorporate intellectual challenges into their charitable efforts? Was EALA's approach visionary, or does it raise complicated questions? Comment below with respect if you support her model, or debate if you think it's more complex. If you made it this far, you're exactly who we create these stories for. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Share this with a teacher, a coach, a parent, or a young athlete who needs inspiration. This is Court Vision Media, where we keep our eyes on the ball, our minds on the angles, and our hearts in the game.